Well, let's go live now to Houston in Texas with Leroy Chiao, a retired NASA astronaut. Thank you for joining us. How significant is this day for Saudi Arabia?
Well, it's a big deal for Saudi Arabia, of course. They had their first astronaut in 1985 when Prince Sultan flew aboard the space shuttle. And so it's been all those years till now. We have two more joining that rank. And so it's a big deal, certainly, for Saudi Arabia.
And NASA has been quite busy since it was opened up to commercial activity. We've seen Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk working with NASA to build a landing craft. Is this a trend we're likely to see more of?
Well, over the years, of course, we've seen more and more commercial entities work with NASA, most notably SpaceX, of course. Boeing Company has also been developing their commercial spacecraft, which hopefully will begin flying this year. You mentioned Jeff Bezos and they, of course, just yesterday were awarded a second contract to build a lander for the moon. SpaceX a couple of years ago also won a contract for building a lander. So yeah, you're seeing more and more commercial activity working with NASA, which I think is a positive thing. So it's going to be an exciting future for everyone.
So it looks like that. But for Saudi Arabia, what's behind the renewed interest in space exploration?
I think everybody in the Middle East is interested in building up their own infrastructure, their own knowledge and know-how. They're getting their young people educated in technical areas. And so I think space exploration is a visible way to do that. And that's been a driver for all countries who get involved in space exploration, particularly human space exploration, because other humans identify when humans are doing the exploring. Robotic missions, of course, are much less expensive and bring back all kinds of data, but we really identify when one of our own is out there doing the work. So I think that's why you're seeing renewed interest in the Middle East of having astronauts from their regions participate in these human spaceflight explorations.
And speaking of the power of representation, we're going to see the first Arab Muslim female astronaut on board. That's significant, isn't it?
Oh, that's pretty huge. I mean, it's, you would look at the region and say, okay, it's a little bit surprising that it's happening, but we're all glad that it's happening. So, maybe it's a sign that some things are starting to change.
Okay, Leroy Chiao, thank you very much for joining us today. Good to talk to you. Leroy Chiao is a former NASA astronaut joining us